Hi everybody, what I'm going to do is give you a growing update for our RHS plants. So we actually had confirmation last week from the RHS Malvern organizers that our place has been secured in the floral marquee. So we have our stand, it's a bigger stand than last time, so we have a few more plants. In my previous videos I showed you the seedlings and what we were doing at the time with the really tiny little seedlings, so we've potted things on and I'm going to give you an update. So here's the grow tent. I'm just going to switch off the fan because that's the ventilation. Ventilation is key when everything is sort of wrapped up in the tent. You need fresh airflow. And unfortunately it's a bit dark in there, but something interesting is going on and I'll explain what's happening. So all the seedlings, as you can see here from the last videos, they've moved out of their little tiny little cells into these bigger cells, which means that they can grow much bigger and we have less issues with watering. So these tiny ones here, it's a small little cell. It may look like it's too big for the little seedling, but it means that we can keep them in there for as long as possible, as long as we water diligently. So everything is looking nice and healthy. Interestingly, the light is off at the moment. The grow light at the top there, that grow light's off. Last year we had the lights coming on sort of within daylight hours to sort of mimic regular light conditions that you'd have once during working hours. So coming on at 6 in the morning, coming off at 6 at night. What we found is the grow tent being in the polytunnel on a hot summer's day, hot sunny day, it's not summer anymore, hot sunny day, it actually gets too hot in there with the light and the heated cables and everything. So we've actually flipped that over. So it's dark in the grow tent during the daytime, but the light comes on at night. So we get the benefit of the warming light over the nighttime period when it's too cold in here, and it's generally nice and warm during the daytime when the sun comes out in the polytunnel. So we're kind of balancing out the light and the heat that the chilies get. So everything has been potted on. They're in this grow tent. And they probably will not need potting on for another probably month and a half or so, at which stage they'll be coming out of this grow tent and going into the big one inside the building where it's a lot more temperature control and have more space and everything. So that's the update at the moment. Everything's still surviving. Nothing's died, thankfully. I think what we might do is we might do a second sowing just to have some backup seedlings, because yeah, you can't run the risk of something dying at this stage. So but yeah, this year is looking really good.